Hello, everyone. Let's try something different today, shall we? If you're watching this through Patreon, I appreciate you becoming a patron and helping me with supporting this podcast and making it more of a reality. Also, hello, Jacob. Um, but no, let's get to what today's bonus episode is exactly. So, for those who do not know, OMEGLE is a interesting website to where you can type it in a interest that you have, and you will jump into random chat rooms throughout all over the world with a random stranger, whether it be via text or voice or camera or whatnot, you decide. But nevertheless, you get to talk to a random person and really get to interact with them. I have seen other people use Omegle several times. Most notably, Stranger Than Christian did a episode where he just got random strangers on Omegle, and there's a YouTuber called The Do with like three O's at the end. That constantly does this to where he basically trolls them by playing incredible music. I decided to do it because I wanted to get a different perspective on art and hopefully be exposed to artists that I've never even heard of before. Because let's be honest, when it comes to social media, it's really hard to get that interaction with little known artists. That's what this podcast is attempting to do, so I thought I'd go to the bare bones source of Omegle. This was honestly an interesting experience. A lot of people skipped me, I will tell you that much, because they see my face and they realize, oh, I'm not a woman. I'm joking. But in all seriousness, the people that I did get to interact with, which I have about 4 or 5 interviews if I remember correctly, based across how many people I talked to, I feel like they were a fun collective to have, and I was really honored to get to talk to each and every single one of them. All their links will be down below. So if there is an artist that you loved to hear more about, or if there is a person that you just want to, love the vibe that you got off of them, straight up just follow their links down below. Without further ado, here's my experience on Omegle. Hello.
Hello.
How's it going, my good sir?
Everything going good, bro? How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm recording a podcast right now. Would you like to be a part of it?
Yeah, why not?
Sure, absolutely. I wanted to do this because I wanted to know random strangers that also loved art as much as I did, and so that's why I'm wondering. We both have art listed as the same thing. Are you an artist yourself?
Yes, I do.
Really? What kind of art do you do?
Actually, I have a couple of things. I do mural, graffiti, tattooing, hand
Oh,
tap tattooing, poking, taburi tattoo, jewelry, and some, yeah, a few things. Wooden carving, stone carving, something like that.
that is absolutely incredible. Like that seems like just a wide range of incredible stuff, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, I do. I just love the art. Whatever it is, I love.
That's
Just all depend on the art. Yeah.
what got you interested in art in the first place.
Or when I was kid, I see people as a art, like an expression of the faces, eyes, why face show everything, like every expression, their eyes, their nose, when people cry, their lips, their nose, like every I pay attention of every detail, so it inspired me. And his structure, there's many things, man. It's so deep conversation about it, how I inspired by art.
That
I think
is
it's in my blood.
that's awesome to hear. You say that because like did you grow up like around art? Like was your family also like, wood carvers or tattoo artists or something along the lines of that, or is that just something that you just kind of discovered on your own?
You know, it's a funny thing that actually I belong to my doctor family. My father doctor, my grandfather doctor. But I love the art, as I said, and I love the architecture work. It's also an art to make build or something. So I become a civil engineer
Okay.
because of that. So I love any kind of art, like Photoshop. I learn Photoshop. It's all about the learning, and I'm still learning. When I feel that I'm just trash in front of many people. When I see other people and they do art, it's amazing. Like I can see behind you. with the sunflowers
Yep.
and with maybe the green cap, the fantasy art.
Mhm.
There's I think Busta Rhymes or maybe Tupac.
That's
I don't
actually
know.
this one right here. That is actually Little Nas X. That is actually, believe it or not, that's not actually a photo. That is someone that I have actually had on my podcast. That is a hyper realistic portrait. Like someone drew that, painted that, and everything. That's not a picture right there.
Yeah, I do the hyper realistic drawing like that.
Okay.
But according to my, may I just do from my side. It's amazing what I see. I thought in the first place that was a picture, but as you said, it's a sketch. It's amazing
Hmm.
the job he did. It's kind of doodling art with the line work, some cartoon character, and there's like a psychedelic, it's kind of psychedelic colors behind it in the vein party something.
Yeah.
And there's a characters, I guess. I don't know. I can't see it clearly.
Oh yeah. No, I know
So
what you're talking about.
are you an artist or
I am someone that
you make
loves it.
that
I
or
no,
somebody did?
someone else did for me for some of these things that are all over me or whatnot. A lot of the stuff that's on this wall right here is from guests that I have had on this podcast. It's some of their own art that either I have purchased or they have sent to me. I'm just someone that loves and admires artists and want to do whatever I can to try to promote them, give them the platform that they deserve because they do some of the most incredible stuff out there. And a lot of people are going to love the product, but not the person behind it, you know? And I want to try, at least with this
Yeah.
podcast, to go one step further and try to make and try to have like people love the people behind it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Okay, let me show you. I think this is my home. I know a shit home. The artist home is like that. The mess everywhere around. But I'm gonna show you some. I think I bring some jewelry here. Let me show you some jewelry work that I
oh,
carved, customized. Let me show you some.
please
Wait
do.
a minute. Okay, so this is the first things. This is monkey skull. I'm
Wait,
gonna carve it.
wait,
I
oh,
decompose.
okay.
Look at this. Look at the teeth, all teeth. I'm gonna carve it. I'm gonna make it beautiful because it's nature. I didn't kill him. It was on the roadside. I decompose it. I just find the head or something. I decompose it like ritually, naturally, without any chemical. Just grave it and then take it out. I know I many people gonna blame me for that, but I don't care, really care because I see in art.
I,
So this is the first piece. There I found some shells.
oh,
See, if you know the Maori culture, like New Zealand, Hawaiian culture. So I carve the fish hook today. I'm gonna
oh,
make a jewelry with there, and other thing also the another fish hook I carved to make the jewelry is
okay.
from the seashell I carved, and another project. This I do carve the shells like this with the stones, really stones in it.
Okay. Okay.
I
That's
like
incredible.
the natural and the best things. It's a treasure. I'm gonna show you the treasure of mine.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
I'm not going anywhere, trust me.
Yeah, no problem. Look at the treasure I made.
Oh wow. Goodness.
But okay, turn by turn. This is I carved the skull with the shell.
Oh wow.
The seashell and the skull. It's kind of priest skull. Like and the other things. It's so messy. Okay, this is the Viking. It's a Viking axe.
Oh wow. That's
I made the
cool.
smith work in it, the silver blade and the skull. As you can see, the skull with the leather strings.
Yeah. Yeah. Goodness, that's a lot of detail to go into that.
And this is actually very vintage. It's come from 14th century BC,
Mm.
and it's Ivorian carved by someone, but I got it from the auction. It's very old, antiques. And one, I find the wood and road, and I thought that makes something. So it's a tribe, Kai tribe from Turkey. So I
Okay.
made the X from the Kai tribe, and this is the dual blade sword. It's called Zulfikar. It's belong to Muslim culture. The very holy sword, something like that.
Okay. Okay. I respect it.
And this is the seashell with the skull on it.
Goodness. How long does it take you to
And
make like a piece like that?
some pieces take 5 days. Some piece took 1 month. Some piece 2 hours. Some it's mess like that.
I can
This
imagine.
is lunar. This is lunar from the moon,
Oh,
rock from the moon, and it has a magnetic field inside it. Magnetic.
nice.
And this is the fish hook made by the bone.
Okay. Nice.
And this is the she said seashell with the star ruby in it with the gold wire.
Yeah, no,
It's
that
like a
looks cool.
rough.
That looks stunning right there.
And I like the Davy Jones character in the Pirates of Caribbean
Mm-hmm.
movie. So I carved the wood to make the Davy Jones.
Oh, that is sick. That is amazing right there.
It's
Good.
Davy Jones on the wood. I carved, and this is meteoroid,
Okay.
like very like not big enough, and this is the pirates yet we won. Like it's like kind of pirates with the
Yeah.
skulls
Yeah,
and
no, I
like
get
this.
that. I see that. Yeah.
And this is the emerald, natural emerald with the ammonite in it.
There you go. That's cool. That
And this is the spear.
you certainly got a lot in your repertoire, don't you? You've definitely spent a lot of time with this stuff.
I love I don't know, here it's so hard to show you the other work because I did on the walls and everything, some picture on my mobile,
Yeah.
and here's cold. That's why I need to blanket. I need
Fair
blanket.
enough. Fair enough.
So there is a lot of things I do. It's like I love productivity. Like this is my rest time in the home, but all day I do something. Today I carve something to make another jewelry, and I find some
Mm-hmm.
stones, and on my studio I did tattoos, couple of tattoos work. You
Nice.
can, yeah, there is like many things. I do the canvas work, paintings, is like this.
That's cool. That's cool. I forgot to ask, what is your name by chance?
My name is Ali.
Ali. Well, Ali, it's been a
Yeah.
pleasure to meet you, and honestly, seeing your stuff and hearing just how productive you are and whatnot, it's absolutely incredible. Do you have a social media or anything to where people can see more of your stuff by chance?
Yeah, you know, here I don't use a lot of but social media, but here's my account, Instagram account.
Instagram.
You
Okay.
can,
I'm gonna look for that later, and whenever I do post up this episode, I'm going to make sure that you are credited, and hopefully you can get more people following your stuff. Just seeing that little bit right there looks absolutely stunning, man. Keep up the incredible work, seriously, like, because you're doing some like really detailed and really incredible stuff.
thanks man. It's like I'm still learning. I want to do more. I want to learn more.
Good.
I trying to find people who can teach me more. There's a lot of people who
I
is the
mean,
best.
I think Omegle is probably an interesting place to start, but I'm sure there's a lot of people, especially out there on social media, that once they see some of your stuff, either want to learn from you or can help you certainly grow a lot more as an artist because you're doing some good stuff to start out.
Sharing and caring. Thanks,
I'm
man.
gonna head to the next
I
person.
appreciate it.
You have a wonderful one.
Thank you.
How's it going?
Are those your work behind you?
That is not my work. That is actually stuff from guests that I've had in the past. I was gonna say I'm actually recording a podcast right now. Are you? Do you want to be a part of it?
Sure, I would love that. Like it's about art.
Yeah, it's all about art. It's one of those like I bring on different artists every single week, and I have them talk about their passion, what they're into, what they're doing, all that kind of stuff.
Nice,
Yeah,
that's great.
yeah.
I like your background and yeah, it's great.
I appreciate that. It's one of those. A lot of this stuff, with the exception of like maybe one or two pieces, are actually from former guests that I've had on the podcast.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's great.
yeah. I was gonna say, I know, like for example, the one that's right above my head right here, that is actually a former thumbnail someone did of my podcast. Like I usually ask the guests to do the thumbnail if they want. So yeah,
Okay.
that was the art that they did before they scanned it in and colored it digitally.
Wow.
Yeah. Are you an artist yourself?
Like what? Yeah, I am an artist. I'm a graphic designer, come I'm a caricature artist. I do a lot of illustrations.
Oh, that's incredible. Do you got any art to show me yourself?
I don't know how would I like show you because there's no like would I send you like a link or something?
Yeah,
That
sure.
would work.
If you have like a social media or something like that, I'd be more than happy to look at it.
Yeah, sure.
What's your name, by the way?
I'm Pawan.
Say that again. Powen? Oh,
Yeah.
Powen. Oh, okay.
And yeah.
Second, I will copy that. I will take a quick little glance at that. Behance. I've never even heard of this one. Oh wait, these are.
Don't you like?
Oh wow, these are like graphic designs, like for brands you've worked with and
Yeah,
such.
I do a lot of like branding stuff.
Okay, that's awesome right
Yeah,
there.
like yeah, I'm located at India and like I have a lot of brands around here, so they asked me to like do some kind of work for them, like posters and stuff.
That's cool.
So
Oh, I was gonna say, what got you
sorry.
interest? What got you into art in the first place? Like, what made you want to be an artist?
Yeah, actually, when I was like little, I was in the eighth standard or something like that, and I once visited, an art exhibition with my father.
Okay,
Yeah, and I saw once had like an Indian artist that I very admired at that time, and I saw his paintings. He's called Raja Ravi Varma.
okay, okay. I definitely gotta write that
Yeah,
name down.
and you can look that on. Do you use like Google?
Yeah, I use Google.
Yeah, okay. I'll just type it for you.
I definitely gotta look at this person's art because if nothing else, like if it's something that sparked you more than anything else to get you going, I don't see why I don't look at it and see if it could spark something for other people.
Yeah, sure. Like it's way older of our times. Like it's but the way he does like the paint strokes and everything, it's incredible, man. Like when I just first had a glanced at it, it just sparked something into me. Like I don't know what exactly, but at that time I was like very fascinated at that time, and I asked my father like when I grow up, can I do something of that sort? And he said, I don't know, do whatever you want. I don't know exactly.
That's a good.
And
I was gonna say it's a good
yeah,
start more than anything else.
yeah. It was like it's okay. Like I don't have any like problem with that. Like, do you, I? It's just that you have to love that whatever you're doing. So it shouldn't be something that you have taken up for a day and you're going like, nah, it's not something for me. If you really love that, just keep on doing that. So
Right.
that's what
That's what
my
absolutely
father
should be.
told me at the time. Yeah. And after that, I gradually started working on my skills.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was very terrible at sketching and everything. So it very first when I started I asked my father for like can I get into like art classes. I have like lots of friends who are very good at sketching. I like saw their sketches, and I don't know why I couldn't was not able to do that at that point of time. And I looked at them, and they would show me like a lot of we had like I didn't get my phone when I was in like 10th standard or something.
Okay.
I got it very late, but my friends had it, and they on Google they used to show me like various Western art, like paintings like from Van Gogh,
Oh yeah.
or yeah, and many from uh, there were plenty of plenty of them. Like I can't recall a lot of part of it right
Right. Right.
now, but the ones I can recall is like Magritte and Picasso and
Mm-hmm.
Van Gogh. And one of my favorite artists that my friend he showed me was like that was also an Indian artist from here.
Mm-hmm.
So I you wouldn't know his name, but yeah. So there were plenty of artists that like basically admired at that point of time, and gradually it so happened that I started doing my own kind of style
Mm-hmm.
that I wanted to continue, but it kept on changing at times. Like it was sometimes that I was doing, because I was following a lot of artists at the point of time, and I was looking at their work, and it really had me like and it was like if you see my artwork, you will see a lot of artists actually had some influence in it.
Really? I was looking at it for a
Yeah.
quick second. I imagine some of the artists that you listed before, like the Van Goghs or Raha right here. I imagine they were some of the biggest inspirations for the art that you do.
Yeah, surely. Like, have you like looked at
I looked at the link. I looked at the
Monet?
link. Monet, yeah, I've looked at Monet plenty of times, especially some of the abstract stuff that
Yeah.
that they used to do.
So exactly. So uh, I didn't know a lot about him previously.
Mm-hmm.
It was like I got to know about him from the internet only,
Okay.
and thereafter I studied impressionism, and I got to know a lot about like expressionism painting. I got to know about the impressionism. I got to know about uh, you know
Mm-hmm.
there were different phases of art that happened previously, and I got to learn all of that because I was so like in focus into it that I had to do that. And I still remember a painting from like Monet. It's called Sunrise.
Yeah. I know exactly the one you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you just look at it, you'd be like if you're like, I don't know, the ones who like don't know anything about art,
Mm-hmm.
if they just looked at the painting, they would be like, this is some like, it's just paint.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just random paint on a
yeah,
canvas. Anyone could do this kind of stuff, but it's a lot deeper than that.
yeah, this is like a little kid of like one or two would do that. Like it's just that simple. But like when I got the nuances of it, I was so amazed by that artist that that artist, he actually did so like something that you can't even imagine. Like if you look at something and it's still, it's how it looks, how it's formed, how like everything is like in that place. But if you look at something that is moving in an portion and you captured that in a canvas, that's incredible, man.
Yeah. No.
Like
Absolutely.
yeah, and at the same, like if you just look at Sunrise, that like before that when people used to do a lot of there's realistic paintings. They even I have some artists, I know some artists that used to do realistic paintings, and it yeah, you know, that's a sunrise.
Mm-hmm.
That is exactly, it's a sunrise. But when you look at the Monet's painting, you'd notice that he actually captured the portion where you'd able to feel the moment of the sun. Like
Yeah.
actually it's, yeah. So these were some of the things that actually admired me at that point, and I felt like, yeah, art is something that I should carry on with my career as a professional life or as a habit, or I don't know what. I just want to do it again and again, like every day. Like it's just so attached to me.
Good. Good.
And yeah,
Now, I was gonna say, like, it's incredible knowing that, like, stuff that you've admired, like all these other artists, had such a strong impact on you. That's something that you've like carried with you day in and day out. Like, I can tell just by you describing it, like, it is your drive. It is the thing that wakes you up in the morning and helps you go to sleep at night more than anything else. I know you talked.
surely,
I know.
any day.
I know you talk a lot about these painters, stuff like that. You said you're a graphic designer and a caricature and stuff like that. Do you ever want to like dip your toes into like painting itself and just make some of the paintings that you personally like can relate to, kind of like how you saw Rajas and Van Goghs and Monets? Like, do you want to go forth and eventually do that someday in hopes that it can affect someone else like it affected you?
Yeah, that's actually a nice question there. And actually, yes, I would say I have like worked on canvases before,
Mm-hmm.
but due to the like technical part of my work, I am more inclined to digital works.
Mm-hmm.
But I have previously done canvases, and I very much should be doing that, like continue that in my future. And yeah, I would like to have a, like, I would very much be pleased to have like influenced by them, but I want to have my own kind of like, art style.
Good. Good.
So I want someone to look at my paintings and they would be like the same way I'm with other paintings, like from other, like, you know
Good. Good.
painters.
I
But
I sincerely hope you get that opportunity, because again, just hearing you talk about that kind of stuff, like, it's almost inspiring me a little bit, because I know what it's like to like see something and have this that kind of just spark to like go forth and do it, and like really relating to those paintings that some people that, like you said, they just look at and be like, yeah, I could do this thing. Like, no, it's not just that.
yeah, exactly. So this is what happens when, like, people, they don't know exactly how it's done or why is it done. Like, if you just look at the another painting from Monet, it's called Water Lily,
Mm-hmm.
and he actually did them, like, it's a series of paintings that he did. So basically, if you just look at it, he would actually feel the atmosphere of that portion. Like, if you just a single glance of it would do that. Like, that's so effective, that's so impactful. And I don't know how people I don't know. There are some people that don't understand this art, and they like criticize these painters
Mm-hmm.
because it's like there's lots and millions of dollars that are like indulged with a single painting if you just look at it.
Yeah.
And people, they tend to have this like thing, like, why you having such a like huge amount of price for such a small like canvas. It's just paint and like paper or canvas or whatever, it's just that. But this is something like I just wanted to convey to people that whoever is listening, I don't know whoever is it, but I just want to say that if you just look at that painting, it's not just paint and canvas. It's more of the life of that person. It's his feelings, it's his emotions that he have like poured upon a canvas. So it's not something, you know
Yeah.
paints or blobs of paints that he have poured on that. It's his life that he is portraying to you. So it's not something you can like share with people.
Right, right.
If
That's
he's hearing that's something like that, it's really, you need to be thankful to him that he's sharing some part of it, bits of his life to you, with you.
absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
yeah.
Do you have any other
So,
social media by chance other than the Behance by chance, or is it just that for now?
okay, so I have an Instagram.
Okay. Because if nothing else, like I definitely want to make sure that you're definitely credited. I want to make sure that people get a chance to see your artwork if they want to know that little bit of you they can get just by this little conversation alone. Because I can already tell that you have a major love and passion for this, and the fact that you're already like so developed and getting some incredible opportunities just to start out, like it just makes me excited for whatever may happen next, man. Seriously, like keep up the incredible work and keep up that love and passion.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me in your podcast.
Yeah,
I very much like to like just share people with what I know,
good.
and this is something that my father always taught me. Like if you share something, you get it gets multiplied for you. So
Well,
that is what.
hopefully this little opportunity can help you share just a little bit more with the world, you know.
Yes, yes, surely. Like I even do a bit of live stream sometimes in Behance.
There you go.
So yeah, so this is a part of me that this is something that I give back to the community, and this is how am I. So this is what I am. That's I guess. If
That's
you have any further questions, I'd be very much.
I mean, hey, if nothing else after this, I'm gonna make sure to follow you on Instagram and all that kind of stuff, so you'll be able to talk to me here and there.
Yeah, sure,
Awesome.
surely that'd be incredible.
You have a good one, my good
Can
sir.
I get your name? Can I get your name?
Oh, my name is Nathan. I am on the Postmodern Art podcast. Hold on, I can. If
Yeah,
you,
yeah. Please share.
I'll
Please share.
say if
That.
you on Instagram, this is my handle on Instagram, and then I think I can also share the YouTube super quick so you can get an idea of what I am going for. Give me a quick second. Da 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 da. My channel.
Are you an admirer of art?
There
Do
we
you
go.
want
All right, and then here is the link for the YouTube channel. So if you just want to copy and
Okay.
paste that super quick.
Yeah, sure, surely. I love that. Okay, good luck with you, Nathan.
Yeah,
With your podcast, I hope you do good with it, and I'm very thankful to you that you are doing such a like a good thing.
I'm
That's
just
it's incredible.
I'm just trying to, like I said, make sure that people get the platform they deserve, and especially like I said for you with that love and support that you have for this kind of stuff, I don't see why not.
Surely, surely.
You have a
Okay,
wonderful evening.
man. Yeah, you too. Thank you for having me. Bye bye.
Bye bye. How's it going?
Hey man,
How you doing?
I fuck with the wall, man.
I
It's
appreciate that.
awesome.
Before we go
That's
any
cool.
further,
I see.
I want to go ahead and say I am recording a podcast right now. Do you want to be a part of it?
I'm down.
All right, awesome. Are you an artist
What's it about?
yourself?
Aren't we all?
You know what? Fair point.
that's that's the hippie in me talking. An artist. Not really, man. I do play the guitar.
Okay.
I do draw once in a while. I'm not no creator. Well, in the drawing aspect, maybe, but you know what I mean.
No, no, I trust me. To be fair, I don't even do art myself. I just have an art podcast, so
Mhm. That's
that's why I
cool,
wanted.
man.
That's why I wanted to do this kind of thing. I just wanted to kind of see what artists are out there that I may not already be knowing about. But also, like in this kind of situation, I want to know what kind of art you do love, if I may ask.
How do I explain it? I'm into. Well, it depends. What are we talking about? If we're talking about literature, If we're talking about music or painting.
Whatever you define as art, it could be something that many people may not consider like an art form, but whatever you
Yeah, yeah.
consider art, whatever's your like absolute favorite, shout it out to the world. I'd love to know about it.
Well, let's see. If we're talking about music, I'm really into indie pop, or something called
Ooh.
vapor pop, I think we would call it, and just overall relaxing music. I love jazz. I
Yeah.
love jazz guitar as well. The piano is beautiful.
Absolutely
That
stunning,
would
isn't it?
that's yes. If we're talking about literature, in that case, I would say I love how do I say it? Like f- uh, can't even speak.
Words are wonderful, aren't they?
um, realistic fiction with
Okay.
a existential touch to it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, kind of one of those like it's something that seems like it could be realistic though it's fictionalized, and of course you said the existential part, so like sort of a unnerving kind of like dread in the back of the mind, or like sort of over
hmm
encompassing the entire thing.
yeah, yeah. There are a lot of situations like that. If we're talking about painting, I love anything that's just beautiful. That if it's appealing to the eye, then I like it.
I was gonna say,
Colorful or not colorful.
what about like animation stuff? Like, is there any animation out there that
Oh,
like
I
has?
love. Yeah, man. I love Naruto. Not.
Hey, you know
um,
what? There, don't doubt that. I will not say like I'm not big into anime myself, but like there is some like beautiful and stunning stuff to come out of that series.
there is. No, yeah. I love a good animation. I'm trying to think of like the last thing I saw that just had a stunning animation. Uh, I could use the Cowboy Bebop movie, not the live action animated
Of
one.
course.
That one has some very fluid, some very fluid fighting scenes. It's very impressive. I'm sorry I look really pale. My
Oh
fucking
no, dude! Trust me. Like in comparison, like if I turn this little ring light that I got over here off, I look like I'm in the dark, even though it's like 3 o'clock where I am.
oh yeah, yeah. Well, that's cool, man. Like, how long has your podcast been going on?
I'd say over a year and a half at this point, maybe. As well as I started it September 2020. So
Mm, that's
yeah,
pretty cool.
I wanted to do something a little interesting because I just recently started a Patreon, so I wanted to do like a little bonus episode, which is what this would be. So, and
Oh,
well, it started off like exclusively bonus, and then I'm probably gonna like release it as a public thing because
I get you. It's like the pre-premiere,
yeah, exactly, or like just
I guess you would call it.
exactly. It's kind of one of those like hey people, you want to watch this exclusive content that will eventually come out. Like you get like a cool little like 2-3 week window if you go to like the $5 Patreon tier. You get to watch it and stuff.
I get you.
Yeah.
Well, that's neat, man.
Yeah.
That's really neat.
I mean, it's one of those. I just got done talking to someone that was over in India, talking about how much they loved like Van Gogh and Monet and this one artist
Yeah, Van
Raha.
Gogh is awesome. When we're talking about painters like that, classical painters, I don't know if that's what you call them. I love Klimt. Um, for example, the artist. I don't know if you like Final Fantasy.
I'm
There's
aware of
a
it,
the,
obviously.
yeah, there was a concept artist in there called Yoshitaka Amano.
hmm
His art is wow, just it's such an inspiration. Honestly,
Oh yeah.
it's amazing.
Some of the art that goes
And
into
it's
like
very
some of the art that goes into like video games and stuff like that is like extremely underrated when it comes to like artwork and such, because there's a lot of detail that can go into video games and such that people only pay attention because if the graphics are good, or if the play style is
mhm.
fluid and all stuff like that. Like it's gorgeous at the end of the day sometimes.
What I find funny is that like let's say for the concept art of like the early Final Fantasies, which were like pixelated,
Mm-hmm.
they'd have like these fucking paintings, and for what, bro? If at the end it's just gonna be some pixels.
You're not wrong.
But
You're not wrong.
uh-huh. I'd love to meet the man someday. Like he is beautiful art. I just don't have words for it.
No,
It's
I can only
beautiful.
imagine. I can only imagine. Do you know what was like the first piece of art, or I guess media in this case, that kind of like just grabbed your attention? Like, do you know something that like you think back on, you're like, yeah, if it wasn't for this, I wouldn't be the person I was today, like watching or experiencing this?
Oof. Hmm. I guess I have like one and a half,
Okay.
and I would say my favorite artist. His musical project name is Home Shake. His real name is Peter Sagar.
Oh,
If I don't
okay.
say that correct. He, I love his music. Like I said, for me, it's the definition of beauty and just relaxation. Is I love it, and he was like my inspiration to play the guitar too.
There you go.
Like literally the first song I learned was one of my favorite songs on him, of him. I went to a concert of his, and I literally, from like the first fucking song to the moment I left the bar,
Yeah.
I was crying, and I met him and shook his hand, and he signed it. I have a vinyl um, album signed by him,
That's incredible. That's incredible to
and
hear,
it was
man.
just something wonderful.
Yeah, that I could tell that's like a major inspiration for I guess how you want to go forth and make some art yourself, make some music yourself.
Yeah, I've actually today. Wow, what a coincidence! I did a cover on one of his songs.
Dude, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
uh-huh. It was like a song that it was on his first like album. It's
Okay.
called the Home Shake tape, and I've always wanted to learn it for like a long time, but
Hmm.
I never learned it until today.
That's awesome though. Seriously, like the fact that again they've had influence on your life to the point to where like you still do stuff like that to this day. That's saying a lot. The way that you're feeling about him is the way I've always felt about this guy right here, Tyler the Creator. Like I
Tyler the Creator is awesome.
Yeah, just like his music,
He's amazing.
for me, especially whenever like I watch one of his live performances and such, like you could tell that he has a lot of love and passion for his stuff, and the way that like you almost immerse yourself in whatever the topic is, even if you've never experienced anything remotely close to that. Like it's insane.
He is very talented. I used to listen to him a lot. One sec. I need to send a message. It shouldn't. All right. Um, yeah, I used to listen to him a lot when he was all into the Odd Future Wolfgang
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And I actually have a funny story. That he had like this song called what's it called? I forgot, man.
Do you know
But
what it was
it's
about?
that one where he's like half human, half horse or goat,
Oh
and
yeah,
he has like a wig on, and he has cocaine. And he's like, yeah.
isn't that is that I want to say it's like Rella or something like that because that was like an odd future thing.
Rella, yeah,
There you
dude.
go.
Yeah. And anyways, I had a music project. We had to like choose. We had to get a lyric of a song, and I forgot what was it an example for. I chose "I Am the Walrus" by the Beatles, and
Okay.
there's a lyric that goes "pornographic priest is something something something." I forgot, but that was the example. All right,
Okay.
and I had to explain in front of the class things. I was like, okay, I hated this teacher, and I think she hated me back, and I swear to God, she did this on purpose. I swear to God. I was like in what sixth, seventh grade,
Okay.
whatever. I hand her the phone. I pick the song and like pause it. So all she had to do is just click the play button. I hand it to her. I was like, okay, play it. She plays it and it plays Rella. And you know the
Uh,
first lyric in Rella is I fuck this flow. I'm
yeah.
just I'm just there in class like and she's like, go sit down.
First off, how ironic that the thing that messes up your entire project is the line "I fucked this flow." That was it fucks up everything. But also, like I don't know what this teacher had against you, but how do you fuck up pressing a play button? That's
Exactly. I don't know. I was like she was like, I fuck with this. I do fuck with this one. Just click that song.
that's
And
incredible.
like I needed to pass that project, so I was like, um, I kept insisting on, let me present my project, let me present my project. She's like, oh, I want to call your mom. I was like, okay, call her, but can I please do my project? And at the end, without saying a word, she gives me a B.
Well, there you go. At least you passed it. If she had hated you, she would never
Yeah,
gave you the opportunity.
I don't know. Maybe she did that out of spite. She's like, man, I don't want to deal with this kid.
There you go.
And I had another example of like when art captivated me.
Hmm.
I would say I went to a museum here in. I live in Coruña, which is in Spain, northwestern Spain,
Oh wow. Okay.
and, and there's this painting of a just it was just a nude painting of a lady laying down. And it's called Nu,
Mm-hmm.
and it's by Herman Taibo. I don't know why, like I just found it beautiful. It wasn't the most complicated painting. It wasn't the most sorry,
You're fine.
crazy painting, but I loved it. And I what I liked about it is that the chick is laying down there. You could only see like half her face, and like I don't know. I just liked the decoration on the wall. It had like a what do you call those hand fans?
I think it
The
is just called a hand fan.
okay, well that I don't know. It was just simple, nice, and beautiful.
just
I
kind
liked it.
of just kind of the simplicity, but how like beautifully it was executed to the point to where like it looked, as I imagine, as stunning as it did.
Mhm. Yeah. There's nothing like seeing art in real
Yeah.
life,
No, absolutely.
whether it's music or just painting
Yeah.
or anything.
I was gonna say I whenever you said indie pop, I got a little bit excited because I'm also like somewhat of a fan of like at least a modern indie pop artist. I don't know if you ever heard of them. Left
Who
at London.
left at London? No, but it
No.
does kind of ring a bell. Let me look it up real quick if you
Yeah.
don't mind.
I highly recommend it, especially their most recent album, TIAPFYH. It's one of those, if you just look up Left at London, it's like the most recent album, I think, or like one of them. So
This person has been on a video or a meme.
yes, yes, they have. They were big on Vine before they transitioned. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Once
what
again,
was it?
no,
The
no, I
hold up. Was it the? There's only two gender. No, it's not that
yeah,
one.
no, no, yes,
And then
that
it's
is
like,
one of them.
what
That is
about
one of them.
NASCAR?
Yes, that is
That's
one of them.
them.
That's one of
Oh
them.
my god.
And then another one they did is you see like an image of like people like who sleep with their like blanket under their feet, and then you see them, ah ha ha, I do that.
I say that all the time.
Yes, but that,
Yeah,
like I said,
yeah.
that
Wow.
that was before they transitioned to who they are now, which is Left at London. So
Yeah. And it sort of reminds me of Joji. Joji.
yeah,
It's actually.
Joji used to be
You
a
know what's
meme, and
interesting?
now they're like a serious artist.
Yeah. Something interesting now that I brought up Joji was I don't know. I felt like I was in a movie. I've never seen snow with my eyes. Well, I have now, but
Yeah.
or never touched. I've never touched it,
Okay.
but I've never seen like, oh wow, that is snow right there in front of me. I was going to Madrid and we were going through this tunnel, and it was just like a contrast. Like behind the tunnel behind me was like just I wouldn't say green because it's winter. Like there was a trees and shit. And then when I get out of the tunnel and I'm listening to "Give Me Love" by him, and the beat like, or the chorus just starts playing as soon as I get out of the tunnel, and from there on out it's just all white mountains,
Oh
and I was just
wow.
like, well, I was like dead. I was literally like this. I was like, cool, this is awesome. This is life.
No, fair enough.
But in my head, I was like, wow, beautiful,
Yeah, I mean, nevertheless, like that,
exquisite.
I I need to have like some sort of like, I'm not gonna say existential crisis moment like that, but like freaking just that I need like a moment like that in my life. Just kind of one of those like, I guess it would be like clarity. I guess would be the way to word it. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, it was just I just name it a beautiful moment, even though like physically I was kind of dead because I slept like shit, and I was just
Fair.
in the car listening to my music when all of a sudden, wow,
Beauty.
snow. Yeah, yeah.
No, that's all. That's incredible. I really do talk. I do. Yeah. Wow. Words are wonderful. I appreciate talking to you, man. Seriously, this is awesome. Do you have any like social media to where I can keep up with you?
Uh, yeah. My Insta. I just
Yes.
post some stuff there. Here, I'll type it out here. That's me. What about you? I'd like to follow this podcast.
Yeah, hold on. Give me 1 second. I'll give you the YouTube mainly because I have it ready for the last guy who asked. That's the YouTube itself. If you want to follow it, all the other links should be like in that little top
In there.
bar in the right. Yeah, I mean it'll be all a part of every single episode anyway. But yeah, that's That's the
That's
podcast
awesome,
itself.
man.
Yeah.
I'll definitely shoot you a subscribe, man.
Dude, I really do
Cool
appreciate
guy.
that. And obviously, I'll keep you updated because you said that's your Instagram, right?
Mhm.
I'll after I get done doing this little OMEGLE session, I will be following you so that we can definitely keep in touch more than anything else. Because
Hey,
this
that's
is
awesome,
awesome.
man. Thank you.
Hey, no problem. Thank you for your time, man. Seriously, this is awesome. This has been great.
Yeah. One more thing. I'm stupid thing to no, not a stupid thing, but I'm actually glad you do this kind of stuff. This is actually like pretty wonderful. Like there's nothing like talking about uh something so essential to the human soul, I would say,
Right.
which is art. Yeah, this
That,
is really cool, man.
it's something that I usually try to strive for because with my podcast, I don't know if I emphasize this, but I like to bring on a different artist every single week and just have them talk about like their passion, what they've worked on, what they want to work on, all that kind of stuff. Like a lot of people give credit to the art itself, like they love the piece, they love the character, they love the music, but they don't usually give a lot of credit to the people behind it, in my opinion. And so I want to like go forth and like showcase that love to these people, to let them know more than anything else, thank you for what you do, because I'm sure you could probably attest to this as someone that dabbles with it here and there. It's a major commitment to like really devote yourself to art like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Like not only in time, but it could also swallow up your resources as well, depending on what you do, of course.
Trust me, as someone that pays for like the thumbnails that I do for every single episode, it really does
Yeah.
drain down the resources.
I understand.
But once again, thank you so much for your time, man. This has been fun.
No, man, thank you. It's been nothing but a pleasure.
You have a
Have a
wonderful
good
evening on
day
your end.
or Nate, whatever.
I know, right? You have a good one,
Bye-bye.
nevertheless. How's it going?
Great, you're the first person who hasn't skipped me in a while.
Well, there you go. That's always a good thing. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. You have some lovely artwork behind you.
Well, thank you. This is from. It's funny that you mentioned that. These are actually from former guests that I've had on my podcast. I'm actually recording a podcast right now. Do you want to be a part of it?
Sure, I don't mind.
Absolutely. Are you an artist yourself by chance?
No, but I can appreciate art.
That you're the second person I've talked to today that is not an artist but appreciates art.
Yeah, my mother is actually an artist. She
Really?
does portraits. Yeah, I could show you one of them.
Sure, if you don't
Yeah,
mind.
give me 30 seconds.
Yeah, no, I ain't going anywhere. Trust me.
This is just one of them.
Oh wow, that is stunning right there.
Yeah,
How long has your
I
mom
think
been
she
doing
is-
those portraits?
I think she's just been doing this for over maybe 2 days.
2 days?
Yeah.
She's only been doing it for 2 days, and that's the quality of stuff she's doing.
Yeah.
You're pulling my leg. There is no way that is
No,
2 days.
seriously. I told her, so she made an original version of this, but it's like the shade was too green. So I told her, why don't you do it again? So then she just did it again.
Oh, you're talking about that piece alone.
Yeah, so she
Okay.
redid it. Yeah,
How long has
Yeah.
How long has she been doing
Oh.
portraits as a whole?
since childhood.
Okay, that is what I was.
So she's had no formal education in like art.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just something that she's
Yeah,
always
she's-
loved and wanted to do.
Yeah. She's a scientist by like profession.
Really?
In our like society, we don't really encourage art, so it's not really something that people are allowed to pursue. So she never had that opportunity.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So she realized that in her adulthood. So now she pursues that as a passion.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
that's good more than anything else. I mean, it's awesome the fact that she's able to basically do it on the side while being a scientist. That is something that blows my mind.
Yeah.
What kind of what specific kind of scientist is she, if I may ask? Like, what particular thing does she study
Yeah.
or whatnot?
So she's an environmental scientist.
Okay.
So she does like stuff. I don't know, like rocks and shit. I really can't care.
You know what? Fair enough. I mean, nevertheless, it's still an important science, and the fact that she's doing that, which I mean, if nothing else, is probably like, I don't know, a good resource if there's something she wanted to painted. Like she's out in nature every day. She could paint nature.
Right. Yeah. She takes her like I think it's called easel. I don't know what like the stand where
Yeah.
you put the
Yeah, you're right. It's called an easel.
yeah. She takes that around Yeah.
That's cool though. That's incredible. Is that something that you've considered dabbling into yourself?
No, I am not artistic in the least. No, I'm really not creative.
You know what? I trust me, as like I understand that as someone that is appreciating artists with my podcast and stuff. I'm not great at art myself.
Yeah, yeah, but we can appreciate art. Yeah. Do you
Exactly.
have a YouTube channel?
What?
Do you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, here, because someone else already asked me earlier. There's the link right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will subscribe to you.
Awesome. I appreciate that. It's one of those like what I do with my podcast is I bring on uh a different artist every single week, and I have them talk about their passion, what they want to do, what they've done before, what they want, all that kind of stuff. Like basically giving the artists the spotlight for the art that they do.
That's great. You give them the platform to share their work.
Exactly. Yeah. Like most of the time they already have that platform because these are fairly, like somewhat successful people whenever they're, on Twitter and Instagram and all that kind of stuff. But I'd like to talk to them more than anything else.
It's also nice to like, perhaps I don't know what your podcast is about, but you probably ask them about like the meaning, the rationale behind their art, right?
Yeah, or like what inspired them to make that kind of art, how much of like a comfort it is for them, all that kind of stuff. It's a wide variety of stuff.
It sounds like a lovely YouTube channel.
I appreciate that. I hope you enjoy.
Yeah, I will check it out.
What is some of the art that you personally like admire more than anything else? Like I imagine your mom is probably one of the ones that you love, but is there any other like art that you just cannot get enough of?
I like Picasso. Like I studied him in philosophy. Funny as that is, just like the non like conformist art. I like that sort of art.
Okay.
To dabble more into what the art represents more than like what it is. I like that sort of art.
Okay. No, that's incredible. I was gonna say, is there like a particular piece or maybe like a particular medium of art that you just cannot get enough of? Like, is painting like the go-to for you, or do you like? Is there like music you admire? Is there like animation you can't get enough of?
Oh, you mean generally?
Yeah, just generally.
All like, perhaps music. I don't know. Recently, I just got into Japanese music.
Okay.
I'm not very artistic. I can't tell you too much about it.
Trust me, I'm not gonna be like getting all technical. You can only like such and such. Like, nah, it's like if you love music, listen to it. Like,
yeah. So is this your profession, if I may ask?
No, my profession is forklift operator. I just do this on the side because it's fun.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. It's one of those like the regular job gets like stupid and monotonous at times, and I just want to do this just to like relax and get to know people.
That's great.
Yeah. What do you do for a living, if I may ask?
I just finished high school, and in my country we have to serve in the army for 2 years. So I'm finishing. Yeah.
Okay. I give a lot of respect to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem.
Are you from the U.S.?
Yes, I'm currently there right now.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I'm from Singapore, ally of the United States.
I have listened to a podcast that someone from Singapore who has moved to the U.S., like they have made a podcast themselves, and like hearing some of like some of the experiences and some of the, I guess, standards that are set for the people in Singapore or whatnot. Like, for someone that has not grown up in that kind of situation, is both baffling but also kind of not surprising, considering how different countries like different. How should I put it? It's unique how people like grow up in different circumstances and how they want to be perceived in certain societies and such.
Mm-hmm. What was particularly baffling to you?
Well, I mean, like, so for this person in particular, like, it was kind of one of those, like, what was I going to say? Like, I guess this is kind of one of those, like, whenever you grow up, you have to go in either this kind of field or this kind of field. There's no substitute. There's no, like, other way about it. You can't really explore what you want to do or anything like that. You have to be, like, this kind of thing. Meanwhile, I kind of grew up in a household, I guess it's also, like, more or less my personal growing up, to where it's, like, just, if you're going to do something, at least do something that makes you happy.
Right.
That's always been kind of, like, my mentality more than anything else.
My parents are also like that, but I definitely understand, like, the society here, it's definitely, like, it's either one route or the other.
Mm-hmm.
There's not really room to pursue your passion.
Yeah.
And I guess that's also reflective of our society, like our country, our context. Yeah, like
Yeah.
we're a very small country. We don't have any natural resources. There's only a few set avenues one can go into.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. I mean, it's one of those. I guess at the end of the day, when it comes to a smaller country like that, you have to do what helps the country as a whole survive more than what's gonna fulfill you at the end of the day. So.
yeah. That's why like the government puts a lot of emphasis on the education system.
Yeah.
So at a young age, they stream you into what you're going to become. So if you're going to become like the next minister, the government would probably know by the time you're 14. Like they do like regular IQ testing and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean to be fair, like it's there is that kind of like testing in America, but even then, like what you're recommended to do is not always the route that you're gonna go. Like you at least have a little bit of
Right.
freedom. It's like they'll test
Yeah.
your IQ of like, okay, you know a lot about this, maybe you should do this. You know a lot about this, maybe you should do this. But the person
Yeah.
can be like, yeah, no, I want to do that.
Yeah. Actually, this I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I'm not very good at conversation, but yeah, this is Henna Art.
Oh wow, that is
Yeah.
gorgeous right there.
Yeah. It is what it is. Yeah.
I mean, even then, like especially like some of the details that go into that kind of stuff like that is absolutely stunning.
This is just a basic design. I just did it myself.
I mean,
Yeah.
even then, like that basic design, like I love it. Like you say you're
Thank
not an
you.
artist, but that's a good start.
Thank you. Thank you.
No problem.
Do you have a you have like an Instagram page
I do have
for
an
your YouTube?
I do have an Instagram. It's if you look that up on Instagram, that mine should be the only one there. And I was gonna say, if you want to follow me back there, I'll be sure to use your Instagram to link you in the description for this podcast.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, because why not? It's one of those like you spent your time. I want people to. I love this. I have loved this conversation so far. Like it's been incredible and it's kind of eye opening to hear like a different experience. You know.
Yeah, definitely. I really like the concept of your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to check it out, man.
I sincerely hope you do, and don't hesitate to like leave a comment and let me know what you think. All right.
Definitely.
Yeah, you have a wonderful.
Keep in touch, man. Take care.
Absolutely, you
You
have a
too.
wonderful one.
Thank you. Take care.
Play court.
How's it going?
Cool paintings, bro.
I appreciate that though. They're not mine.
Yeah, well, there you have a good taste.
I appreciate that. How you doing today?
Actually, I became a dickhead, as you can see.
I was gonna say I wasn't gonna acknowledge the elephant in the room, but you know.
Yeah. So that's why I have it like this. So people can just ignore the dick sticking out of my head. So I'm being fucked mentally, bro. So
You know what? Fair enough. I was gonna say I'm actually recording a podcast right now. You want to be a part of it?
which type of podcasts?
It's a art podcast.
Yeah, I'm not that good with art.
Do you at least admire it more than anything else?
Actually, I do admire art.
Okay. What kind of art do you admire?
Actually, I don't buy. I just watch.
I mean,
since I don't
that's-
have any money.
You know what? Fair enough, but that's better because some of that, like the stuff that you watch, like raises up the numbers for those creators that you love or whatnot, so it shows them support more than anything else.
Yeah, I do like, I love the old school arts like Picasso, Mozart,
Okay.
those type of people. Not just these types of arts as well. Like, art can be in a different form. It could be subjective,
Right.
as we all know.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a quote I just recently read, which I loved, by the way, and that's because it's true.
Yeah. I mean,
And
it's one of those, like,
one other fact is that I love how just people use the word art to create whatever sort of art form that they can actually bring to the society, which is actually amazing, and it's actually creative since we are human beings at the end of the day, and we are known to be creative. So without being creative, you're not a human. Without appreciating art, you're not a human.
Exactly. What you said right there is actually a good mentality that I try to go forth with my podcast. What I do is I bring on like different artists every single week and I have them talk about their art. So like I've had musicians come on. I've had animators, people that make thumbnails for like YouTubers and such. I've even had a wrestler on the podcast, and because I consider wrestling an art form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, everything is considered an art form. Like driving is an art form. Working it is something of an art form.
I've said before, if someone can make the argument that math can be art, I'd be more than willing to talk about that.
Actually, since I am terrible with maths, and so I don't consider that an art form. It is a genius form.
There you go. You know
But
what? That's a good way to word it.
yeah, it needs to be. You need to have a complicated mindset in order to understand the art form of math
Mm-hmm.
or mathematics
Yep.
as as an entity of its own, of course, since the only people who use it are like astronauts, mathematicians, scientists. We don't see doctors using math, especially when they write you your prescription. They're going to tell you how much that costs, and
Yeah.
that's all what we know about math. So I do love how people enjoy the nature
Yeah.
because this is where we came from, and that's the specific art that we were raised to admire first in order to create our own arts.
Mm-hmm.
So admiring nature is a start to go.
Yeah.
You can sit there, admire the sky. You can even admire a bird flying above your head, and you can come up with an idea just by a click of a button.
Exactly.
You want to think outside the box.
I mean, that's the kind of stuff that I try to strive for whenever I'm looking for like different artists and all that kind of stuff. Just kind of whatever helps them kind of express themselves and go above and beyond or whatnot. That's what I'm all for.
Exactly. That's true. And what type of artists did you have?
I've had, well, like I said before, I've had like all sorts of different ones. Like I've had people that like are independent music makers. I've had people that have been directors for like some of the biggest, or not biggest, but like animated shows that have been on like Cartoon Network and such. I've had people that have done thumbnails for like YouTubers that got like over a good couple million subscribers and all that kind of stuff. Like I've had like a wide range of artists that I have loved and I cannot get enough, and especially after the conversation that I've had with them. Like it's been absolutely outstanding.
That's amazing, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
I actually honestly wish you all the best. And like you said, like you interviewed a person from the Cartoon Network. That's like one of the channels that I grew up on.
Yeah.
And and like cartoons, when you come to think about it, in other words, children watch it, and that's the main source of our creativity. Like without cartoons or regular movies right now, we wouldn't be able to think outside the box. We wouldn't be able to have our own thoughts. We wouldn't be able to think for ourselves. And actually, the human body itself is an art form of its own. So if we're not able to appreciate that and realize how complex the human mind is, then we're not gonna reach anywhere.
Exactly.
Like, for God's sake, Elon Musk just recently made a landing aircraft.
Yeah.
And nobody thought that was possible. But he thought outside the box. That's an art form itself.
Mm-hmm.
He studied.
And
you're not going to have to study because to become a great artist or anything. Like, I don't believe like Mozart, like I said, one of my favorites, studied his art form. He just let his hand do the work.
He just let his
And
creativity
in order
flow.
to become a great, exactly, you go with the flow. And to become a great artist, it's not copying what other people do. It's doing what you do in your own way. And there are going to be people that appreciate it. People are not going to like all types of arts. But as long as you know the value of your art, then it doesn't matter what other people think.
There you go. That is a beautiful way to word
what
it.
I call an underdog.
That is a beautiful way to word it. I didn't realize when I was doing this little OMEGLE journey I was going to be having a philosophical talk, but here we are.
Wow, thank you. Actually, you're the first person actually to stay with me, even though I'm a grown-ass man wearing this retarded costume, since it's very fucking cold right now.
No, I'll blame you.
Yeah, it's actually very fucking fun. And I'm very fucking high right now. That's why I'm having this amazing conversation right now. I can't be more focused.
You know what? I appreciate you. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me about this kind of stuff. What's your name, man, by the way?
My name is JJ, by the way.
JJ. Do you, by chance, have any like social media or anything along the lines of that?
I have YouTube. I have Facebook, Instagram.
Okay.
These types of things.
I was gonna say, what's your Insta? Because whenever I release this episode, I want to make sure that you're at least credited on one of those sources, so I could be able to have you be linked to it.
That's wait a second.
There you go.
That's probably it.
I'm gonna write that down.
Okay.
Shit. All right. Awesome. Hey, it's been awesome to talk to you, and thank you for being kind of this
You
cool,
too.
like, philosophical art person more than anything
Yeah,
else.
thank you, bro.
Now, I'll tell you what.
And
hold
I
on.
wish you all the best, by the way. And I hope this broadcast just jumps up.
I was gonna say, here's the link to the podcast in case you're curious to see some of the stuff I've been talking about.
I copied it.
There you go.
I'm gonna watch it right now.
Awesome. You have a wonderful evening, day, or whatever
too.
on your end.
You too, and just keep smiling.
Yeah.
It's another way of an art form. So, yeah. Okay.
Wonderful.
Have a lovely day.
You too, man. Fuck it, I can't top that.